Over and over again, you've heard the same things of how to hit a draw. We want to swing in to out, we want to close the path or close the face of the path, and that's going to produce a draw. You even go out and you try it on the range, and you actually get these balls to start curving to the left, and then you walk up to the first tee and still come over the top and slice it off the planet, or pull it straight left, which are both direct results from coming over top of the plane. Now, why is this so difficult? Well, it's simply because we don't have a clear understanding of, first and foremost, what a true draw is, and then what exactly swinging into out looks like. So, first and foremost, what is a true draw? A true draw is a ball that's going to start right of the target line and curve back towards the target. So that would look something like this. This is a ball that's going to start off a little bit right and curve back. So as you can see, that ball is going to start off a little bit to the right. I overdid it just a little bit, but it curved back towards the target. I just overcooked it. But the main thing is it started to the right and curved back. Now, when you're on the range and you're hitting balls that are curving to the left, that doesn't mean it's a true draw. The ball is drawing, the ball is curving to the left, but it's most likely an over-the-top pull draw, where we actually come over the plane and close the club face. So that ball is going to start off straight and it's still going to curve. Now, if you're on the range and you don't know what you're looking at, this could look like you're hitting a draw, especially if your alignment's off. So make sure the alignment's good, and then understand that your draw is going to start off to the right and curve back towards your target. So that's the external feel. What we're going to do now is understand exactly how we swing into out. And we understand what that looks like by understanding the plane. So if I get into my setup position here and I draw a line up through the hosel of the club, up through the base of my elbow, that's going to be my plane line. Anything above on this side of the plane is going to be above the plane. Anything on this side is going to be below the plane. If I'm coming over the top, that means my club head is coming over the plane, and that's going to produce a path that's going to the left to the ball. We'll get to that in 1 second. If my club head comes under the plane line, then that's going to produce a path that's going to come into out to the ball to impact. Now, to hit a true draw, we know we want to swing into out, so we need to make sure that club head is coming under the plane. That's all the way to impact. Now, the other side of this is we need to make sure we don't give up there. After the ball gets to impact, we need to see that club head go over the plane on the through swing. So this would be a true into out path. Now, if I go under the plane and get to the ball and then go left, I can still technically come over the top through the impact area and produce a slice. If I come under the plane to impact and then go over the plane on the through swing after impact, that's going to be a true into out path that's going to guarantee my draw path on every swing. So we have over the plane to the left, under the plane, and then through. So the opposite of that, where the slice comes from, is we come over the plane and then finish under the plane. We're just going to reverse those two. So now we have a very, very clear understanding of where that club head needs to be, because you might feel like you're swinging in to out, but if you actually shoot yourself on camera, draw that line through the hosel of the club to the base of the elbow, and you don't see this club head immediately get under this line, then you're technically coming over the top and you're going to have to compensate somewhere. So we want to come under the line and go over the line after impact. Now, that's our path. Now we need to deal with the club face. So essentially, before we get to impact, we have to make sure the club face is closed. Now, this is going to be dependent on your grip or whatnot and how much we need to close the club face, but an easy way to do this is to pay attention to the right palm. And what you're going to do is you're going to sense that that palm is going to be pointing towards your left shoe as you're coming through impact. So now what we're going to do, that's going to guarantee we have the face. So let me go ahead and show you one here. So I'm going to make sure that my path is going to come from under the plane line and go to the out. Now, when we swing at full speed, this might not look as exaggerated, but that's definitely the feel, and we can actually see this happen on camera. So I'm going to come under, and that came over the path on the downswing, and that produced a ball that started off to the right and drew to the left. So if my club comes under the plane to impact and then over the plane through impact, and my face is slightly closed, now you have a true understanding of the path of what we need to guarantee a draw on every single shot. So the feel we're going to get, now we understand that. So how do we actually apply this? That's what it's all about. We understand this now. How do we apply it? Well, there's a lot of different sensations, but there are some that work almost every single time. But I've got one very simple one for you that works every single time. Just because it's just mechanically going to guarantee that this club head is going to get underneath the plane every single time. Now, you might need to adjust this a little bit once you start working on it, but the first things first, we have to get this club head immediately under the plane on the downswing. So what you're going to do is when you go to the top of the backswing, you're going to key off of your back shoulder. You're going to make sure that your shoulder feels as if it stays behind your back foot. So this also is very good for helping you get a big full turn, but you're gonna feel like once you get to the top, your shoulder stays here. And then from here, you're gonna swing down to the ball. So this will give you a very clear look at the path to the ball. Now you won't actually be able to keep your shoulder back here, but the sensation is that I'm gonna keep my shoulder back. Now from here, when we're gonna keep our shoulder back all the way, even through impact. Now, if I keep my shoulder back through impact, it's going to allow me to get over the plane on the other side, which is the most overlooked thing when we're trying to really hit a true draw. So if I feel my shoulder stay back and I can make sure my club head's under the plane, swing over the plane, and have that club face, again, having my palm feel like it's closed, like kind of pointing at my lead shoe through impact, that's going to every time produce a true draw. Now there we go, perfectly executed. Ball starts off to the right and curves back towards the target, a true draw. Now, we have the overall shape. This is going to produce a true draw every time. But if we're gonna wanna truly compress the ball, get the forward shaft lean, and get this shape, which is gonna give us a piercing, high ball speed true draw, then we're gonna wanna make sure we're getting the club square from the top of the club correctly and coming down with forward shaft lean. Well, I've got a fantastic bonus for you. Head instructor and owner Clay Ballard is going to show you the tennis racket drill that's going to show you how to do this all in one move. I'm going to play a preview of that lesson, so if you want to see that preview, it's going to play at the end of the video. If you want to see the whole video, click on the iCard that's popping up in the screen now. If you don't see that iCard, that's fine. We have a link in the description below where you can see the whole video. All right, guys, we'll see you soon.
Good player problems. We're going to talk about shallowing that club shaft out as we're starting down, as we're doing this rotating of the face that we worked on in the last video. As we start this downswing, what you'll see with basically all of the top players is instead of coming kind of over the top and letting the hands come out away from their body, letting the club come out away from their body, again coming down steep into the ball and then having to open up, kind of fillet open the face and add loft to it. The flattening of the shaft should happen as soon as we start down. So as we start this downswing, what we want to have happening here, you can imagine that if I draw a line from the hosel of my club up through my right elbow, that's my swing plane line, my elbow plane. As I go to the top of the swing, I'm going to be slightly above that. And then as I start down, I want my hands to start to shallow out. I want the club to shallow out inside of this elbow plane. And at the same time,